Yo, every time somebody gets a nod for a credit card, loan, a line of credit, whatever the case may be, they go to blaming the government, they go to blaming the economy, this, that, and the third. Today, I'm going to show y'all 3 reasons why you're actually not getting approved for different credit products. And all this matters because as of right now, APRs are being pinned at almost 24%. And a possible rate hike is coming. So getting approved for cheap debt is really important this time, all right? Let's get straight into it, bro. So the number one thing that y'all are not understanding that's getting you denied for credit is your overall utilization. Okay. For y'all that don't know what utilization is pretty much how much of the bread you are using that the bank gives you. All right. So if I got $10,000 from Bank of America on a credit card, but I'm using $3,000 already, I just got the card, that puts me at 30% utilization. Now Bank of America is gonna look at me like, damn, you're spending mad bread already. Banks do not like high utilization because it shows that if you can't pay it in full, you may not able to to afford the debt. Okay. And utilization at the end of the day makes up 30% of your credit score. Okay. So it's super important that if you're at that 30% or even higher, do everything that you can to get down to ideally at least 10% of utilization. All right. Number two, you have a thin profile. Thin profile meaning you don't have a lot of credit to show that you're actually responsible with credit. So a prime example, you could have somebody who has 4 credit cards, an auto loan, and a mortgage, but they maybe have a 700 credit score, while you could have someone else who has 2 credit cards and no other loans, and they'll maybe having a 750 credit score. You'll see times where the person with the 700 score that has a thicker profile will get approved for more stuff than the guy who has a 750 credit score. And that's because the banks look at the guy with the more debt and still decent score. And it shows them that, hey, this guy has shown that he's responsible with different types of debt. All right. He showed he's responsible with the credit card. He showed he's responsible with the auto loan. And he showed he's responsible with the mortgage because he always pays on time. So that's why you may see that. A two file type of person, a two file account, let's say someone's fresh out of college, they have 2 credit cards, they have 8 months worth of history, it's going to be a lot harder to get approved because you have such a thin profile. You haven't proven much yet. Number three is recent hard inquiries. All right, D-Wall, what are hard inquiries? When the banks pull your credit report, they leave a ding on your report every time to tell others that, hey, this guy asked us for some money. Here's a little dot to let you know he's asking for money. All right. Now, those hard inquiries, they don't really affect your score too much. They may lower your score 2 points, maybe 3 points, but they will stay on your profile and affect it negatively for about 12 months. Then it completely falls off your credit report after 24 months. All right. But if you are applying for a credit card every day or every other week, those stack up really fast and it makes you look thirsty to the banks. Y'all ever talk to somebody and they're just overly thirsty? They overly want you. It's a little like get away from me. That's exactly how the banks look at you when you have a lot of hard inquiries on your credit report in a short amount of time. Okay. So you want to make sure you're not applying for a new credit product every other day. That's going to get you too high up there. Okay. Now, essentially, the stat we all want to focus on and the whole point behind this whole episode is as of June 2026, 84% of people who asked their credit card issuer for a lower APR actually got one. Okay. The average cut of those lower APRs was about 6 percentage points. And only 23% of those people ever asked. So 84% of people who did ask got a cut. Only 23 of people overall asked. Okay. So while everyone's waiting on the Fed cut and being mad about not getting approved for different products, the people who actually lowered their rate, they're literally just called and asked somebody, hey, can you cut down my interest rate? Yeah, sure, no problem. And that's honestly how simple it can be, guys. If you're in a process where you're trying to get more credit, but let's say your utilization is really high, you want to get it down, talk to your banks. There's multiple people that I've talked to, and they've done it with different things with student loans. People call in asking for different things with student loans. They may get a lower interest rate for a shorter period of time. Or maybe you could talk to your bank, and let's say you're delinquent on an account. they'll work with you and try to lower your rate. Maybe it'll be no interest for 6 months or 12 months just to help you out. Because at the end of the day, the banks don't want you to file bankruptcy. Because if you do file bankruptcy, they get nothing. The government comes in and says, hey, they can't pay you, sorry. And they don't want that. Okay. So if you call them asking, hey, would you mind lowering the interest rate for this amount of time or whatever you can do, they will work for you. Okay. They will always work with you. Now, this is so big because Americans overall are carrying $1.23 trillion in credit card debt. So imagine all of that now at 24% interest rates. That's insane. And that's why a lot of people are being denied because they're paying so much debt. They're paying a minimum balance because they simply can't afford it. But they can really fix it by just making a call to their bank and dedicating a portion of their budget to paying off a certain piece of debt using what I mentioned called the snow. All right. So D, well, that sounds all good, but what can I do right now? All right. What you can do right now is first, number one, knock down utilization. All right. Pay it down to that 10%. Call your bank to see if you could have a lower interest rate for a bit, a hardship or whatever the case may be. Work with them. They'll help you out because they're a business trying to make money. All right. Number two, stop applying for a credit card every other day. All right. Those hard inquiries will stack up on you quick, and then you'll start panicking because you're getting denied for everything. You'll have to wait a whole year before those things can stop negatively affecting you. All right. They're not that important, but they become important when you apply every day. Okay. Number three, let your credit profile age. Okay. Another reason you don't want to apply for so many products all the time is because you don't want your average age of accounts to be really young. You want it to be old. You want it to be seasoned, marinated. You know what I'm saying? Let your credit profile age by not applying for so many different products. All right. Then number four, apply when your approval ready, meaning you should always make sure you're pre-approved before you submit an approval. Most credit cards allow you to check if you're pre-approved for any type of credit product before you submit the hard inquiry. So definitely do that because it will save you the hard inquiry in case you aren't going to be approved for a product. All right. Now that's really it, y'all. Credit is not that hard. The best way you could really build your credit and focus on building a foundation on your credit is doing those 4 steps, knocking utilization down, stop applying for new cards every day, use your credit products to let them age, and apply when you're pre-approved to certain products for what you need, not for what you want. Okay. Now, the reason you want to do this is because once you have this funding available to you, a lot more doors could open for you. Either you're looking to get in a home, or either you're looking to get business funding to start up a business idea that you have, which you should always have cash for. Don't ever just do it off of credit. Make sure you have cash. Do you want to leverage credit to invest and put into the market, whether it's the S&P or whatever the case may be? It opens up a lot of doors for you. And the reason you want to do that now is because rates aren't really going to bail you out. Like I said, the feds are looking to increase rates, most likely. We don't know, but based on the dot plot that we saw, the feds could be raising rates. So we want to make sure we're in a position to protect ourselves if that's the case. Okay. Now, just to recap, y'all, it's not about the rates, it's not about the government, it's not about none of that. It's about utilization. How old is your file? How much hard inquiries are you submitting and applying to different credit products? And whether you actually talk to your bank to say, hey, can you help me out, lower my interest rate for a little bit, this, that, and the third. Okay. Remember, at the end of the day, y'all, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research on everything that I say and make sure you let us know if you got any questions in the comments or anything at all. D War, I'm out here.